she imagines the needle, pushing through the skin at the edges of her mouth. Instantly, she is transported to the bedroom upstairs, just a few weeks after she and her father had moved in. She and her best friend Saoirse, in matching crop tops, kneeling on the floor, her head level with the mattress, her earlobe flat against the CD case, which Saoirse had placed on the bed. "You've burnt the needle properly, right?" "Obviously," Saoirse says, as she clamps Gabriela's shoulder with one hand and with the other removes the ice cube she has been holding against her skin. Cold water trickles down Gabriela's neck. As her friend breathes in sharply, Gabriela feels the remaining ice slide to the floor, Saoirse holding her shoulder a little too tight, as she pushes the pin through the soft nub of flesh. More than 20 years later, she touches her earlobe. The memory of her own cries of pain, tinged with defiant euphoria, ricochets around her head as she looks up to the window of that same room, where now stands the goose-shaped lamp that keeps guard on Callum's windowsill. The lamp which, now that he is 5 years old, her son claims to have outgrown, though he never pushes the point. Secretly, she knows he is no more keen to grow up than she is to lose him to the girls, and then the women or the men, who will inevitably step in to claim him. The hands that would have taken him from her, even if she hadn't already made it possible for them to be torn apart. Sadie is in the kitchen, already dressed in school uniform, fastening the clips on the violin she chose for her most recent birthday, when Gabriela heads downstairs the following morning. 7 years old. How the hell did that happen? Briefly, she wonders what the fallout will be for Sadie after all this. Will it send her over the edge? But there is no point trying to second-guess her daughter, whose emotions are always more nuanced, less discernible than her own at the same age. There is an air of pointedness about Sadie's refusal to cause trouble for them in the way that Gabriela is prepared for, that she finds unsettling. No, she reprimands herself, her fists tightening. It is not Sadie whose behaviour she needs fear.
"Mum, have you seen my sheet music?"
As her daughter speaks, Gabriela's eye catches the wine glasses from the night before, which stand marooned on the table where she is packing her school bag. "This what you're looking for?" Tom squeezes past, cradling a cup, and drops the pristinely kept wad of paper onto her school bag, winking at her as he settles on one of the chairs squeezed up against the kitchen table. "Made your tea," he says, and Gabriela fixes her jaw into a smile, moving forward to clear away the cereal bowls that will otherwise languish until she comes home. And then she stops. "I will not be coming home." She hears the words as a whisper between her temples. There is a brief moment when she is struck by the enormity of it. But then she sees her son walking into the room, and instantly everything is as it was. Once again, she is Sadie and Callum's mother, and she is preparing for a normal day at the office, for a job that Tom watches her forfeit so much of their life together, without ever making her explain why. The job in which he has watched her rise through the ranks, while he takes bit parts as a freelance architect, picking up the pieces without so much as a suppressed sigh. "Want me to walk you in?" he asks Sadie, leaning back in his chair, rustling open yesterday's copy of The Guardian. Sadie throws him the same look she has been giving him since she was a toddler, something between despair and total adoration. For the past few weeks, Tom has let her make the short journey alone, and Gabriela can't tell him why it makes her so uncomfortable, their child being so far out of their reach. Enjoying the familiarity of the rapport between himself and Sadie, the reversal of the traditional parent-child roles, he shrugs, widening his eyes as if to say, "What? We don't have to leave for 5 minutes." "Leave the girl alone," Gabriela plays along, batting his feet off the table as she passes, sweeping up the trail of cups and bowls and opening the dishwasher. "I'll do that," he calls over from his seat, without moving.